Okay, so today we are going to look at revision on one of the chapters, which is called the polygons. Okay, so for polygons, the first thing you must know is you must know all the names of the polygons with different number of sides. Okay, so it means that you need to memorize all the names over here. Okay, so for example, if I say I'm giving you a six-sided polygons, so you must know the name is hexagon. And please make sure that when you are answering in the exam, the spelling is correct. Okay, so you will be given marks for a correct spelling names of polygons. Okay, so everyone must understand that when I say polygons, it can be regular or irregular. So when we say regular polygons means it must have the same length for all the sides and it will have the same interior angles. For example, I take equilateral triangle as an example here. So whenever we have equilateral triangle, we know that the sides are all the same and the angles are all the same. Okay, so the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180. So we just divide by 3. We shall get the interior angle for each angle in the polygons. Okay, but for irregular polygons, okay, for example, I have isosceles triangle here. So as you can see, the three angles are not having the same amount of angle or the same value of angle. So this thing we call it as irregular. Okay, right. So now everyone must know how to find the sum of the interior angles. So what does it mean by sum of interior angles? So sum of interior angles, I will just draw an example here. When I give you a polygon, okay, so when I give you a polygon, for example, so I'm going to introduce a few terms to you first before I proceed. Okay, just a reminder or a review for you. Let's do this. Okay, I'm going to take pentagon as the example. So when we have pentagon, so let's say I have a regular pentagon. So pentagon means it must have five-sided. Okay, so when I say regular pentagon, okay, regular pentagon means I know that I must have the same length of the sides. Okay, that's the first thing. So as you can see here, I'm going to put it in different colors. So this angle over here is what we call as interior angle. Okay, and then if I extend the side like this, okay, so I'm actually drawing a straight line here, okay, extending the vertex of the polygons, and this angle over here is called the exterior angle. Okay, so these are the two terms that everyone must understand. Okay, another thing that you must know is what we call it as the axis of symmetry. So for example, this is the axis of symmetry of polygons. And axis of symmetry means the line where you can cut it and you will get left and right are the same. Okay, so this is called the axis of symmetry. Another thing you must remember about axis of symmetry is the number of axes of symmetry of polygons is the same as the number of the sides. So in this example, I'm giving you a pentagon. So pentagon has five sides, which means it has five axes of symmetry as well. Okay, so whenever you draw the line, you just make sure that the two sides are the same. And then the line will become the axis of symmetry. Okay, and then Another thing is about the sum of interior angles. So sum of interior angles. So in this case, we can see that, okay, because this is a regular pentagon, so you can see the interior angles. We have 5 of them. So I have one over here. So let's say this is A, okay, angle A. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Okay, so all these angles, because it is regular, so they are all the same, which means I have 5 times, okay, 5 times of angle A. This is for regular pentagon. Okay, this is for regular pentagons. So if let's say I have irregular pentagons, so I will just simply draw 5 lines that connect to each other. So I have 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, for example. So you can see this is a polygon, which is 5-sided. So we call it a pentagon, but this is actually an irregular pentagon. Okay, so for irregular pentagons, I have 5-sided as well. I mean, I have 5 angles as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. However, these 5 angles are all different. A, B, C, D, and E. So if in order for me to find the sum of interior angles in this case, it will be angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D plus angle E. Okay, so now what we want to find out is how do I actually know that what is the sum of interior angles here? What is the sum of interior angles here? So in this case, we will use the formula for sum of interior angles, which look like this. N minus 2 times 180 degree. Okay, so where does it come from actually? Okay, why are we using this formula? So for example, for pentagons, okay, I will take a green line here. So what I can do is for any 5-sided polygons, okay, I can actually find one triangle, 2 triangles, and 3 triangles. So as you can see, when I draw the dotted lines, the green dotted lines, I can actually find 3 triangles in this pentagon. So you can try with any 5-sided polygons. You will definitely find 3 triangles in 5-sided polygons. Okay, and we all know that the sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180. So I have 180 over here, I have 180 over here, and I have the third 180 in a 5-sided polygons. Okay, which means to find the sum of interior angles, what I do is I just take 3 times 180 degree, which is equals to 540 degree. Okay, so you can see if I use this formula, n is actually asking for the number of sides. Okay, so this is number of sides. So which means I have 5-sided here, so n equals to 5. So 5 minus 2 times 180, which takes me to 3 times 180 here. So 3 times 180 is equivalent to 540 degree, as we all know. Okay, so this is how, just now when I was explaining the number of triangles that you can find in a polygon, this lead us to the formula that I'm talking about here. Okay, so every time what you do is you say you want to memorize the formula, but actually for each formula that you memorize, it has an origin. Okay, we must know where does it come from to make our memorizing easier. Okay, so that is basically the basic of the polygons that you all must know before we proceed to review of the concepts and also to answer some questions. Okay, let's see one by one. So actually for these four questions over here, it is testing you the basic concept that you know about interior and exterior angles. Okay, so we look at A1 first. So in A1, they want you to write down a formula that allows you to calculate the size of an exterior angle of a regular polygon. So in this case, the keyword is it is a regular polygons. Okay, regular polygons, as I said just now, it must have the same size and also the same angles. Okay, so when I say same sides means I mean the length, yeah, the length of the sides. Another one is it must have the same angle. Okay, so now we look at same thing. We look at a pentagon. Okay, the easiest example will be by using a pentagons over here. So in regular pentagons, because we are talking about regular polygons, so we know that they all must have the same interior angles, which means they all must have the same exterior angle as well. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 exterior angles here. Okay, and they are all the same. They are all the same, which means I have 5 times the angle of B. So in this case, the angle of B is equivalent to the exterior angle. Or it will be easier if I put E instead. Okay, sorry, let me change this. Okay, so exterior angles from now on, we are going to denote it by E, like this. Okay, so I have 5 exterior angle here. So this one don't want. So we write it as 5 exterior angles. Okay, another thing that all of you must remember is the sum of exterior angles. Sum of exterior angles, it doesn't matter for how many sided of polygons, it must be equal to 360 degree. So I will put 360 here. So the value for each exterior angle will be 360 divided by 5. Okay, this is when I'm talking about pentagon. So I know that the number of sides of a pentagon is 5. So that's why I divide it by 5. Hence, generally, so if I'm going to talk about a general number of sides of polygons, the formula for exterior angle will be 360 divided by n. Okay, and please be reminded that this is only applicable to regular polygons. Okay, only applicable to regular polygons. Okay, number 2, write down a formula that relates the size of an exterior angle and the size of an interior angle. So as I mentioned to you before, when I extend the line at the vertex, okay, over here, I'm actually drawing a straight line. So I have interior angles here, I have exterior angles here, and I know that at the straight line, the angle of interior angle, okay, the interior angle plus the exterior angle must be equals to 180 degree. Okay, that is another thing that you must know. Okay, when it comes to A3, write down the formula that allows you to calculate the sum of the interior angles in a regular polygons with n sides. So as I mentioned to you just now, okay, in the previous slides, I was telling you to calculate the sum of interior angles. So everyone must understand this symbol here. The sum of the interior angles is n minus 2 times 180 degree. Okay, so that is the formula. Another thing, work out the size of an exterior angle of a regular polygons with 5 sides. So that actually brings us back to A1. So if I want to know the size of an exterior angle, I just use the formula 360 divided by the number of sides, which is 5 over here. Okay, so we will get our answer over here, which is equals to 72. Okay, so this is actually 72. Okay, so that is the basic formula for this chapter. So we go to the next one. Okay, before we go to B, okay, if you look at your paper, there's a part B, but before we go to that, please make sure that all of you can understand and remember all these 4 things, okay, because these are going to be very useful when you are answering the questions. So if you actually don't understand or don't memorize all these, means you cannot answer the questions at all. Okay, so there is no easy way out. Memorize, memorize, and memorize this thing. Put this in your mind. Okay, next, B1. Okay, we will go through this very fast because actually all these are repeated in the questions after this. Okay, we will just see the size of an interior angle. So as I mentioned to you just now, if you memorize the formula, this thing is going to be very easy to you. Because when we want to find the interior angles, we must have the sum of interior angles first, which is equals to, in this case, the sides is 9. So 9 minus 2 times 180 degree. So that will be a 1260. Okay, so 1260 degree is the sum. So if I want to find one interior angles only, I will just take 1260 divided by 9. Okay, so that will be divided by 9. My answer is 140 degree. Okay, so each exterior angle of a regular polygon is 15 degree. So now what I have is the exterior angle. So exterior angle is 15 degree. So work out the number of sides the polygon has. So I know that in order for me to find exterior angle, I have a formula which is 360 divided by n equals to 15 degree. Okay, so I change the place. I take 360 divided by 15. Okay, so that will give me the number of sides, and the number of sides here is equals to 24. So I write down the answer 24 here. Okay, so you can see if you memorize the formula, everything goes very easy. So each interior angle of a regular polygon is 156. Work out the number of sides the polygons have. Okay, so in this case, I will take an easier approach. So I know that, okay, I will just randomly draw a vertex. Okay, I will just randomly draw this. So it has interior angles of 156, which means it will have an exterior angles of 24. Okay, so because this is regular polygons, so I can actually use the formula again, which is 360 divided by n equals to 24. Therefore, n is equals to 360 divided by 24, which will give me 15 sides as the answer. Okay, I'm talking about the number of sides here. Okay, B4. Find the sum of interior angles of a polygon with 7 sides. Okay, this is easy because I know that the formula for the sum of interior angles is n minus 2 times 180. So it's a 5 times 180. Therefore, my answer is 900 degree. Okay, so you see when you have the formula in your mind, everything is very easy. Okay, so we proceed to C1. We proceed to C1. Okay, correct. Okay, the size of each exterior angle of a regular polygon is 18 degree. So work out the sum of the interior angles of the polygons. So the keyword here is regular polygons. Okay, so again, I just use a dummy polygons here. So I know that the exterior angles is 18 degree. Okay, so there are two approach to do this actually. So I take this approach, which is finding one of the interior angles. So I know that the interior angles is equals to 180 minus 18. Okay, so that gives me 162. Okay, so I know that it has um it has 162 degree as the interior angles. Okay, so if I want to work out the sum of the interior angles, I would need to know how many, how many sides are there. So I will just take E is equals to 360 divided by 18. So that will be 360 divided by 18. It gives me 20 as the answer. Okay, this is 20. Oh, wrong already. I put at the wrong place. Sorry. So this one is supposed to be 18 equals to 360 divided by n. And then n is equals to 20 sides. Okay, so I know that I will have 20 sides, means I will have 20 interior angles. And each interior angles is 162. So I take 20 times 162 degree. Okay, so that will give me an answer of 3240 degree. Okay, so you must be very clear of what you are doing here. All right. Or what you can do is, if you don't want to find the interior angles, after you have found your number of sides, you can use the formula sum of interior angles is 20 minus 2 times 180. Okay, let's see whether it is giving me the same answer. Yes, it is giving me a 3240 as well. Okay, so this is a second approach. Okay, C2. The sum of interior angles of a polygon is 2700. So sum of interior angles, I can use the formula sum of interior angles is n minus 2 times 180 degree. Okay, so that will be 2700 is n minus 2 times 180 degree. Hence, n minus 2 is 2700 divided by 180. That will give me a 15. Therefore, n equals to 70. Okay, C3. So let's look at C3. So let's change this color C3. The size of each interior angle of a regular polygon is 140. So I will write down. I haven't finished the sentence. 140 degree bigger than the size of each exterior angle. So what does that mean? 140 degree bigger than the size of each exterior angle. So I will draw a dummy polygons. Okay, so I know that this is the exterior angle. So I will put it as x because I don't know what is the values. and the interior angle is 140 degree bigger than the size of the exterior angle. So when we see the word bigger, means we plus. So this is 140 plus x. So from the diagram itself, you can see the relation between the interior and the exterior angle must be equals to 180 degree. Okay, therefore, I will just put in my interior angle is 140 plus x. My exterior angle is x. Therefore, what I have over here is 140 plus 2x. This will give me 180. Therefore, 2x equals to 40 and x equals to 20 degree. Okay, so the exterior angle is actually 20 degree. But the question is asking for the number of sides of the polygon. So what I do is I need to use the formula for exterior angle, 360 over n. So the exterior angle is 20. So it's 360 over n equals to 20. Therefore, n equals to 18. Okay, n equals to 18. That is for C3. So in this case, these questions over here is called a multi-steps solution. Means we have to do step by step. Okay, most important, you must know what you are finding. Okay, for C4. C4 must be careful with the words given in the questions. Now the size of the interior angle is 11 times the size of each exterior angle. So we are still using a dummy polygons. So I do not know the value for the exterior angle, but for the interior angle, I know it is 11 times the exterior angle. So when you see the word times, you know that this is a multiplication, multiples. So this is 11x. So here again, we can see the relation between the interior and exterior angle. I plus E must be equals to 180, as we have mentioned before in part A. So in this case, this is 11x plus x is equals to 180, and 12x is equals to 180 divided by 12. That is equals to 15. Okay, so I have 15 over here. Okay, so they are finding for the number of sides. So this is our exterior angle. Okay, therefore, we use the formula for exterior angle, 360 divided by n, and therefore n is 360 divided by 15. So 360 divided by 15, we get an answer of 24. So it has 24 sides. Okay, that is for part C. So lastly, we are going into part D. Over here, it says the size of each interior angle. Let's look at, where's my pen? Here. Okay, the size of each interior angle of a regular polygon is 144. Okay, so we use a dummy polygon, so we denote it. This is 144. Work out the size of each interior angle of a regular polygon with two end sides. So what we have here is end sides. Okay, this is one polygon, our first polygon. Now we want to find for our second polygons. So what you need to do is you need to find out what is the number of n here. So in order for us to find the number of n, what we do is, because this is regular polygons, so we can actually use our E equals to 360 over n. We can use this. Or if you want, because you have interior angles over here, okay, so we can also use the formula for interior angles, but I'm giving you an easier way of doing. Okay, so we extend this, we find our exterior angle, and in this case, our exterior angle equals to 36 degrees. Okay, So this is 36 equals to 360 over n. Therefore, n equals to 10 sides. So if n equals to 10, 2n is equals to 20. Okay, so how do I actually find the sum of the size of each interior angle for 20 sides? So before I find for each interior angle, I find the sum of interior angle first, which is 20 minus 2 times 180 degree. So that is giving me 3240 degree. So 3240 degree, I have 20 angles. So I divide by 20. Hence, I get 162 for each interior angle. Okay, so you can see here we are actually doing like one step. So one step over here. And then to find 2n, second step. Find the sum of interior angles, third step. Then only we find the value for each interior angle, 4 steps. Okay, right. So for the questions behind here, D2. Okay, let's see D2. An exterior angle of a regular polygon is 30 degrees bigger than the exterior angle. Okay, so what we do is we draw this part first. So regular polygon A is 30 degrees bigger than the exterior angle. Okay, so what you have here is we draw for A first. So this is for A. So this exterior angle is bigger, 30 degrees bigger. So that will be 30 plus X. And then for B, okay, it's okay if you draw the same, right? Okay, we just denote this is B. And the exterior angle is X. Okay, so does this diagram make sense to you? Because it says this is bigger, A is bigger than B. Okay, make sense? Okay, so then we proceed. Polygon A has 9 sides. So when they give us the number of sides, means we can find out what is the values for the exterior angle. So we take the formula 360 degree divided by number of sides, which is 9. Therefore, this is 40 degree. Find the number of sides of polygon B. Okay, so when we already found that 30 plus X is equals to 40, so we know that X is equals to 10. So I know that this is equals to 10. So when we already have the exterior angle, again, use the formula E equals to 360 over N. Okay, so we just substitute this is 10, 360 over N. Therefore, N is equals to 36 sides. Okay, so you can see, before I answer the questions, if I read the questions only, I will not be able to answer it. So what we need to do is, we need to illustrate what's happening here. Okay, we need to know what's happening here. So for D3, it's almost the same as D2. Okay, because it says an interior angle of a regular polygon C. So interior angle for polygon C, so I will write down, I will draw, this is C, and this one is 10 degrees smaller. So I will just take, okay, this is for D. Okay, this is D. So I do not know what is D, but I know this is an interior angle. I put I want to put X also can, actually, anything. And then for C, it is smaller. So this is I minus 10. And it tells me that the polygon C has 12 sides. So easily I can find the interior angle by using the formula where the sum of interior angle divided by n. So that will be n minus 2 times 180 divided by n. So here I just show you how do we write down another formula for interior angles. Yeah? So this is 12 minus 2 times 180 divided by 12. Okay, so that will give me 1,800 divided by 12. So that will give me an interior angles of 150. Okay, where's my pen here? 150. So I know that I minus, oh sorry, this one should be I minus 10. Okay, this one should be I minus 10. I minus 10 is equals to 150. So I equals to 160. Okay, because here I'm finding for the interior angles of C. So interior angles for C is supposed to be I minus 10. So I is equals to 160 degree. Okay, interior angles for C is actually interior minus 10. So the values for I here is 160 degree. Okay, find the number of sides of polygon D. So what we can do is I can extend this. This will give me a 20. So I will just use the formula for exterior angle because this is shorter. So this will be divided by n. Therefore, n is equal to 360 degree divided by 20. And that will give me an answer of 18 sides. Okay, right. Now for this one, 25. Okay, D4 here. I'm going to use another slide. 37 minutes already. Okay, D4 over here. So the sum of interior angles in polygon E is 900 degree. Okay, so I will write down, okay, how do we actually denote this? Okay, so the sum of interior angles in E is 900 more than, so that will be 900 plus the sum of interior angles of F. Okay, so I hope everyone agree with this. The sum of interior E is equals to 900 plus this because E is a larger value. It has 900 more. So 900 more means we plus it. Okay, so the total number of sides of the two polygons is 25. So how many sides in each polygon? And then, so for the second sentence here, I will write down, okay, I will write down the number of sides of E. So number of sides of E is equal plus number of sides of F is equals to 25. Okay, so I have two equations here. Okay, so if I have two equations, usually what we can do is we use simultaneous equation. So actually this question is a challenging question. Huh? This one is called a challenging question. It's a K-BAT questions. So in this case, what we can do is we can actually use a simultaneous equation. So all of us know that the formula for the sum of interior angles is NE minus 2 times 180. So I hope you agree with me here. And then this is 900 plus, and the formula for this that will be I'll put in the brackets NF minus 2 times 180. Okay, so you can see here, the number of polygons F is actually at 25 minus number of the sides of E. Okay, so what we can do is we can actually substitute. Okay, we can actually substitute NF here with 25 minus NE. I'm showing you algebraic process, but let's say you have another way of doing. Okay, you have another way of doing which does not require the algebraic process. As long as you get the same answer, then it is fine. So I will replace the NF here with 25 minus NE and then minus 2 times 180 degree. Okay, so what you have here is 180 and then NE minus 2. Okay, I'll just make it in a simpler form. Okay, now I will proceed with simplifying the whole thing already. So 900 plus, so what I have here is 180 and then in the brackets, I have 23 minus NE. 25 minus 2 is 23, so minus NE. So that's how I get this. And then on this side, I will try to expand this because somehow I need to solve it later. This is 360 degree. And then this is 900 and then plus. So I will expand this. That will be 180 times 23. So it's a 4140 here. And then minus 180 NE. Okay, so you can see I have an equation here which can be solved. Okay, I can solve this. So I get 360 NE. And then over here, I will get a 4140 plus 900 and then plus 360. So in total is 5400. Therefore, NE is equals to 5400 divided by 360. So that is a 15. Okay, so what I'm showing you here is a proper algebraic process. So if let's say you have another way of doing, okay, feel free to share your ideas. Yeah, you can feel free to share your ideas in the comment columns down there. Okay, you can tell me what did you do to actually get the answer easier. Okay, so now I can find NF, which is 25 minus 15, and therefore this is a 10. Okay, therefore this is a 10. So this is the answer for D4. And I have shown you, okay, how do you actually use simultaneous equation to solve these questions. Okay, I think I will stop here first. And the answers for the questions, all the 17 questions that you have answered, I'm going to send you the answer scheme, okay, because the concepts are all the same. We have looked through all the concepts. So now what you need to do is to make sure that you can answer the questions, and the questions are actually easier than what I have discussed here. Okay, I'm going to upload the answers in Google Classroom. Right. Okay, so that's it from me now because this is 40 minutes already. Okay, thank you, class.